really love this TV. Recording through USB mic, brother. Oh, the visitors. I gotta listen to that again. I copped it because I was like, oh, for sure we're gonna listen to that sometime in the future. I didn't want to throw it out.
Adventures in Odyssey. I actually thought that both sides were the same story.
Yeah, so
and I was like,
yeah, it didn't make sense to me either.
How does this link?
Yeah, I didn't either, but I pretended like it did make sense because I wanted it to for some reason. That's funny.
Speaking of Adventures in Odyssey, welcome back to Josh and Jakota. I'm Josh. That's Jakota. Last time that we did one of these shows.
We talked about what?
We talked about, I don't know.
Games. We talked about
trains.
That Indian mess, didn't we?
Oh, dude, that was so funny.
That was pretty good.
But then we ended with I don't know if you'd call it a teaser, but we talked about dreams for a quick second.
Oh, right.
Anyway, I did read into the comment section there where people said, yeah, tell the dream. Last time you said that you had this cool dream about Jesus coming.
Yes.
Or something. And then I said, I had one too. And then we never talked about it.
That's cool.
So I thought it would be fun to talk about.
Sure.
That dream. Tell the story of your Jesus dream.
Okay.
Should we tell some background?
What? Okay, so we grew up in a Christian household, went to church, went to Bible camp.
Went to Christian
youth,
school, went to youth.
We did the whole, everything.
Yeah.
Minus.
We didn't go to Wednesday church.
We never got baptized either.
Also never got baptized, no. Also never took communion.
No. Yeah, very strange. It's the things that in our family that was picked and chosen for us to believe in, even though, I don't know, I don't fully understand it.
But also, the one church that we started going to, my least favorite of all the churches I ever went to, the last church that we went to, I liked that.
I liked the last one, yeah.
Yeah, and I liked the youth group there. But the first one, the only thing I liked about it is playing hockey.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
But, like, dude, they were, like, small
town country
type church. Yeah,
that's exactly what you would expect, right?
Yeah, when we
close-knit, minded, just
close-knit and closed-minded. Yeah, right. Church, and not to be saying like their belief system was closed-minded. They were closed-minded, using their belief system as a tool to hate people, or as not a tool, as a license. Yeah, as justification to hate people. And maybe they never actually hated anyone, but
maybe you use hate loosely. It comes off that way, right?
Yeah.
At face value, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, when we first went to that church, though, I remember Sunday school. The Sunday school teacher, she made cookies, chocolate chip, and for whatever reason, she didn't make enough. So she's like, all right, I'm going to cut these in half for the last 7 kids, whatever. All these kids get a full ass cookie, and then I get a half a cookie, and I was like, nah, and I threw it on the floor.
What?
Yeah, what an asshole. So I threw it on the floor, and it hurt her feelings, even though she was grown up. I don't know how old she was, probably like 18 or 19 years old or something. And so then she told Mom, and then Mom was just like, what did you do? And she made me pick it up, obviously, and apologize, and I was embarrassed, and yeah, I was like, what happened to turn the other cheek?
I was scared most of the time when I went to church, man. It was terrifying, right? I was perplexed because it was like, on one hand, it's like, here's
Jesus loves you, this
and then
I know, but you're going to hell.
Yeah. So it was terrifying. But
no matter how good you were, which I guess is the message of the Bible, you can't earn your way into heaven. But the way that they said it is like, but you better try. You better try.
Yeah, very strange. So I think here's the thing. I think with dreams. Hold on, let me tell the dream first, and then I'll tell you what I think about it. Okay. Yeah. So I've told it before on my channel. Link
in the description. Make sure you follow.
I don't I'll just tell you what I remember because it's been so long since I told the story, and it's been so long since I've even thought about it, right?
Okay.
So I may miss some details. If you've heard the story before, you're like, hey, you missed the... just bear with me, okay?
Right. About what age would you say that you had this dream at?
I was... It was our early 20s.
Okay.
Or I might have still been 19 or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I was younger.
Okay.
Anyways, so how I remember it happening is I go to sleep, obviously, and
The first part of the dream is why I remember falling asleep.
I don't remember anything happening before me getting taken up into this spiral of some sort of tunnel spiral thing that I was getting sucked up into. Okay? And it was gray. It was, but not dismal or anything. It was just, it looked like I was just going through some weird cosmos space thing, but it was gray, which I thought was kind of weird. Just because of other stories that I've heard and stuff. So
Dreams usually are not weird, so that is
right. Yeah. So I'm like, and I'm looking around. I'm like, holy, something's happening. I'm getting transported through, I don't know, time and space, I guess.
Did it feel like a dream or no? Felt like real life?
It felt, so you know how like you can have lucid dreams?
Yeah.
That's what it was like.
Okay, yeah.
I was in the moment when this was happening.
Okay.
As dreams go.
So this was happening to you.
To me. It was in the third person. I wasn't looking at myself.
Okay.
It was first person. I knew that this was happening. Okay. So I'm looking around. That's why I could observe everything, right?
Yeah.
I remember it being gray. Anyways, I get transported, and at this end of this tunnel thing, there's a visible light coming from this. As I'm spiraling through this gray abyss tunnel cloud thing, whatever it was, I see the light pop out, and then it's like infinite nothingness of. But let me tell you this. As I was being transported through this, obviously my mind's going a mile a minute, but the feelings that I felt when I was going through there, it was unbelievable. And to describe it is nothing but pure joy. Okay? I'm just like, holy shit, this is awesome, right? So I make it to the light or whatever, and to describe how I felt, it was like being hugged by a warm blanket of love. Okay, as corny as that sounds, that's how I felt. Okay, and as I'm in this infinite nothingness, it almost resembled clouds, but I don't know what it was. There was no other people. It was like, you know the Matrix when it was all white and then Neo's like, whoa.
And it's just a chair.
Yeah. Kind of like that, but not as white. It was a little more like you could see the feathering of mist or some shit or something, right? Okay.
So there was like some definition.
Yes, it wasn't just
there.
a blank screen or anything, right?
Right,
Like I was in a realm of somewhere. I was somewhere. It wasn't just nothingness, but it had that infinite nothingness feel to it. What I don't know how to describe
it. Just was the same thing that went on forever, kind of.
Right, but I was in the moment, so like I could only see like I wasn't looking.
You weren't
very
like
far.
analyzing everything.
Because in front of me, as I got sucked in through this freaking thing, I'm feeling all these feelings. Right, there's no sadness, there's no sorrow. I think that's the same thing. There's no sickness. There's you're just like holy cow. Extreme happiness.
Right.
And descending upon me was this figure, okay? Dressed in ropes. I was like, okay, dead giveaway. I know who this is, right?
Let me guess, you have a beard.
Yeah, I couldn't see. So, didn't have wings or anything, but he was a humanoid. It was a bipedal.
Like a man.
Right. But I couldn't see this part.
Wait, you know what's crazy? In the Bible, I think it says that his face shone like the sun. I don't know if that's past tense or Revelation's like going to happen later thing. Anyways, go on.
Couldn't see him, right? And I wanted to see him, right? The curiosity, is this real? Who are you? All these questions, all these feelings that I'm feeling, but like I feel like I knew who it was, right? He didn't need to shake my hand and say, "Hey, I'm the Messiah," right? I took a guess, right? It just made sense,
Right.
okay? So as he's descending upon me, right, I'm just standing there, and he's like, "Oh," angel music. Not really. There wasn't angel music, but if you could.
Right.
So he descends, he floats down or whatever, and he's wearing robes. Now, I couldn't see his hands or anything, so I'm looking for holes or whatever.
Right.
None of that. There was no holes in his hands that I could observe, but he was wearing robes. I couldn't see a beard, I couldn't see hair. This was all light. Yes. Very bright, but not bright enough that I couldn't look at him, right? It was just he didn't present this.
Right.
Or it didn't present whatever it was.
Right.
And so without me even asking anything, but I think he must have read my mind or something, because I was like, what the heck? He goes, this is the only thing that I remember him saying to me. First of all, he gave me all kinds of information, which I don't know anymore. And he told me, okay, with a thunderous voice, he says, what did he say? Some lines of I have something special planned for you. That's what he told me. And I was obviously like, what are these things? What's the plan? And then that's all I remember the dream. I don't remember it even ending. I don't remember what happened after that. That's all I remember now. So I'm sure when I told the story I had more details, but those are the things that stuck with me most, because that was the most profound. It was the feelings of pure happiness that I had never felt before. Yeah, it was just very strange. But here's the thing. I actually just had a brain fart and I forgot where I was going with that, so now I'm transitioning to this. Here's the thing about the dream, okay? Like we said earlier, we went to Christian this, that, and the other, right?
Yeah.
Where we've been exposed to
all this information,
all the testimonies of these people that have had similar this or that or the other, right? I've heard this many times before, where I was put up through a tunnel, check. I felt infinite happiness, check. I don't know, people see other things, but I was in a different realm. No time. There was no time. The concept of time didn't even make sense. I thought about thinking about time, and it was like, what is that?
Right.
It didn't even make sense to even think of time, which was perplexing.
You know what? You know what's crazy when I think about that kind of stuff too? When people say, for example, if God created everything, who created God?
Sure.
What was there before there was everything? What was there before there was nothing? And then I think about that time thing. I think the concept of time was created by God. If in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, he created night and day. Well, if he created night and day, that's a semblance of time. Semblance? Is that the right word? And then I think about that. It made me the concept, although it is hard to grasp, if you're subscribing to that we have a creator,
right,
and we have a divine, whatever you want to call it, then you have those ideas, those human ideas. The confusion is because, God, it's even hard to even just say what I'm trying to say in my head. In my head, it makes a lot of sense when it comes to time. So when you're saying things like, "Oh, there is no," what is that? What is time? Because he's omniscient, apparently.
Right.
He's omniscient. He doesn't need the time. And if you're there with him, you don't need the time either.
Right.
If that makes sense.
I think
I barely explained anything in that ramble, but
I think, it's funny. Some people argue that now I'm neither for or against. Okay, I am simply, I am self-aware enough to know that I don't know anything.
Sure, yeah.
Right? Shit, now I forgot where I was going with this.
Sorry, that was my bad, and it wasn't even fruitful. I just said words.
No worries. Here's the thing about dreams, okay? I've had the boogeyman come after me, and it didn't mean anything, right?
Right. So why would this dream
Right,
mean
exactly.
something?
So it's like, why would you, if it were real, say, why would you pick the most convoluted way to get in contact with me and say that I have, and lay out a plan for me? You know what I mean? Why couldn't,
maybe because
why does it only come to people in private and not just publicly say, oh, by the way, guys, I'm here? Or, why does it have to be, I don't know. I don't know. And plus, if I feel like, so I've told this to ministers and preachers and stuff, right? Them all saying, they were excited about it. Some actually shed tears of me explaining.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It was profound.
Holy cow.
Enough for them to, they're like, wow, whatever, right? But here's the thing. I'm skeptic about, like I said, because I've had dreams about the boogeyman coming after me.
Right.
And that didn't mean anything, right? It was just a
dream.
It's just a dream. Had I not had any outside influence, the church, the whatever, anything that had already
like primed you.
Right, exactly. People have already had these experiences, so it would make sense that my brain would be like, oh,
let's dream about this.
I just had a dream last night, okay? I told my boss, hey, because I'm a painter, right? I just had a dream. I told my boss, hey, I kind of screwed up here. And then in my dream, I had a dream that the coat didn't cover up the wall, so it looked like ass. I had an experience in real life that affected my dream.
Yeah, influenced.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like I heard all these stories and then had dreams about it. I watched Harry Potter and had dreams about Harry Potter.
Oh, me too.
You know
Quidditch, man?
Yeah. You know what I mean? So the whole, people will argue, oh, it's a... Now, I'm neither for or against. I don't know. But my position is, does it mean anything? I don't think so. Because if it was, why would he give me the memory of remembering the dream, but not remembering anything else? Did he lay out the...
He just told you how to plan. So one thing I would say, now I'm playing obviously the argument for it being a real thing,
right?
Okay, and for me, I'll tell you my story as well.
Yeah,
and why I have like I'll say a bunch in a bit, but what if the dream message, like the message in a dream rather than like right now, him just sitting on the couch, right? And just being like, hey guys, I have a cool plan for you.
That
would be insane.
Wouldn't that though be the instead of us having this discussion, wouldn't it be the most effective way to just be like, hey,
it would be, because now you're always just gonna wonder, was that or was that not? But dreams, maybe this is how, well, I guess him just saying, hey, do this, because like Moses was like, hey man, I'm here, and he's like, hey, write down some rules, and he's like, all right, give me some chisels and I'll put it into these stones. And he walks down the mountain, he's like, hey, these are the 10 commandments. He told him or not face to face, he put his hand in front of his face so you couldn't see him or whatever, something like that.
Why?
Because you can't see God because you're imperfect.
Yeah, but he made us that way.
Yeah. He didn't make us imperfect. He made us...
Yeah, he did. If he made
us fallible, but the lore, if you will, is that we chose that. I don't think it's fair. If I'm looking at it, I'm like...
I thought he was fair. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's
human understanding. But anyways, my point is like maybe the dreams is how you listen, because that's a dream you'd remember. Because do you remember the dream you had the night before?
I have many nightmares I remember as well.
Yeah, but do you remember the dream you had the night before or the night after?
Not usually, but I do remember.
No, of that.
No,
Right, you don't.
no.
But you remember that one.
I remember that one. Yeah.
It was profound.
It was
to you.
profound. Yeah, and it was. Well, I remember most of my what is it? Lucid dreams. I remember most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember many dreams, but I have to be reminded of them. But my
Yeah.
Jesus dream, if you want to call it that, I remember. I probably forget things about it, but I remember it well. Would you say that you had that dream when you? Because like, you're saying that you don't know what's happening, so that means that you're like an agnostic type person now?
That's fair to say. Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't say I don't. You know, some people would call me an atheist. Some people might call me agnostic. I just don't.
You don't know?
I don't know, right? And I'm not here to claim anything as the truth, right? Because of my ignorance, right? I don't know, and I
Right.
feel like anyone that can claim that just by reading a book that I'm gonna piss off some people. I think that
I think people know you're not trying to piss off anyone. I think you should say what you want to say.
in
because-
my opinion,
Yeah.
I think that I need a little more
Evidence?
of him. There's many. Here's the thing, before Christianity, there was other religions that shared the exact same, the trilogy, the Holy Spirit and the two other guys, the virgin birth. That's been done many times before Christianity,
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's like,
But here's an argument that I don't know. I've just heard this and looked into it zilch.
right,
But so before Christianity, like the Old Testament is Jewish faith,
Right.
which they still practice today,
Right.
to varying degrees.
right. Judaism isn't Christianity.
No, but that's what the Old Testament is the Torah, I think. I could be wrong. Definitely could be wrong, but that's what I understand. And then maybe there's more to the Torah than there is in our
Isn't there like
Old Testament.
scrolls and like other things that aren't?
Yeah,
Like-
but how old is the Torah? Because
I'm not sure.
the Torah leans into the New Testament or the New Covenant, whatever you want to call it. And so, were these religions older than the Jewish faith? Maybe, if they were. Okay. Apparently, the Bible, Genesis, is day one. Day one to the last day, right? Or the Torah is the day one to the Jesus is here, and then the New Testament is Jesus is here until the last day, right? So but if Jewishness, like Scientology, just sprouted up one day because some dude named Joseph Smith was like, oh yeah, dude, I was on my 14th birthday or however old he was.
Right.
He's like, hey man, I saw these tablets. Don't be mad at me. That's why I was gone for so long. I don't actually know how that faith got started, and also that's not linked to Scientology. I'm not saying that, but like I'm just saying like things just happened. If the Old Testament, if that's how it happened, then okay, then I would be like, okay, these older religions, and there probably is evidence of older religions. One thing that I think about is that written language came after, like even us, for our Cree heritage, there was no written language for a long time. It was all oral tradition. Same with the
Right.
Jewish faith. It was just
Yeah.
oral tradition. So
Right.
you would just
Right.
pass it down. And
Right.
like it could be the telephone thing where things got whatever.
Absolutely.
I heard a cool thing about a virgin death. Or virgin death.
Right.
Virgin birth. I'm gonna include that in there. So frickin' Adam and Eve were telling one story, and then Cain and Abel and their wives were telling the same story, and then so and so, and then so and so, and then so and so, and then someone who wanted to be like, imagine, wait, how did my dad dirt? So his dad was a virgin, right? It could be like that. How did Eve from a rib? Oh, so that means virgin birth, right? It could have been like, right? It could have been that early, and then someone snags it in. Or it could have been just like, oh, hey, let's do a virgin birth because it's impossible, so it's a miracle.
Right.
There
Okay.
could be so many different reasons why they incorporated that in, because virgin birth, if anyone said that today, you'd be like, you obviously cheated or
Right.
or are ashamed or are something that makes you think I should lie about this. Have you seen that joke video? That there's probably many where this guy's like, hey, I baked you a pie. Oh, nice. Where'd you get the ingredients or whatever? And he's like, God gave them to me. That doesn't make it. Do you hear how that sounds, Mary? Something like that.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good.
That's good.
Yeah, it could be something like that. Hey, there are lots of religions that share these ideas, and 100% they could all be fake. Here's one thing that I've heard though. A lot of these religions say that Jesus was a prophet or was a something. But the Bible doesn't say that any of these other religions are valid. They all say that one's valid, but Christianity does not say that those are valid.
Right. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. The thing with that is, if we were to burn all the books,
Yeah, like
Right.
the Library of Alexandria
burned it all,
or
Would we-
Alexander.
would there? I wonder if there would be a new Bible. I bet you there would be, and it
Like-
would be filled with different stories and different origins of the.
Like it would start with like
I feel like it would be different, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe why like you said, the whole telephone thing. Man, there's so much human error. I think when it comes to and then the whole rewritten thing, the stuff getting cut out, this or that or the other. This is picked. Dude, did you know there was a slave Bible?
no. I mean, I probably
There
was
was a
aware of that at
Bible.
one point. Yeah.
There was a
But I don't
Bible
remember.
made for the slaves where they took all all the freedom stuff, and then put it
Why
in
would they even give them a Bible at all?
morality, maybe.
So they said like in that Bible, Jesus was white. You guys are less than. Like, what would they?
I'm not sure, because there's verses in the Bible where it's saying where slaves are to be obedient even if the master is harsh. Blah 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 blah. Right? It's in like Leviticus or something. I can't remember.
just pick up. It's in Leviticus.
I know it's in one of those books. So it's like, for so long, I mean, they must have read that, and they obviously kept that in that Bible, and were like, yeah, see, it says right here, you are less than.
As a slave, I imagine, and now I'm projecting here, but I imagine they'd be like, oh, that's a shitty book. That's not my book.
Right.
But there are so many like black Christians today, like black churches, the best.
Right. I agree.
So somehow,
It's all about
that's the power of religion, man.
Yeah, I suppose.
Religion to me. Okay, so let me lean into my
the
story.
dream. I want to hear the dream. Yeah.
So my opinion, and it has been for a long time, is that religion is poison. It is a detriment to humankind. Now, I think that faith is an edifying practice. Practice? Would you call that a practice? I don't think it would be considered a practice. It's more of a discipline. I don't know how to describe it, but faith, I think, is a good thing to have. Religion, some things that require you to hate someone because they're different than you or because they're something, that's a poison. I think it's okay to hate people. I don't think there should be rules dictating who you should hate. You should hate someone based on your own shit, not because someone told you to hate
I
them.
agree.
I think it's best if you don't hate anyone, but people do things that are transgressions against you, and you might hate them.
I would argue that God gave us that emotion, and we must express it. I don't know. Someone would probably say that.
Anyway, so I was going to or did ask you. I don't think I did. Got distracted here. When you had your dream, were you like having like a struggle with your faith, or
for sure.
Yeah?
I've struggled my entire life.
Yeah. Okay.
With it.
And were you thinking about like your validation within like God's like book of life? Or were
no, I don't think I've ever struggled with that per se. I think it's more so, is it even real? Okay. I don't have any convictions where like I'm like, oh no, I did something bad, now I have to repent, or like am I good in the eyes? None of that.
Well, you definitely did at one point repent.
Oh, I did, yes. But here's the thing. I didn't know what I was doing.
So you were following instructions.
Right, exactly. So when I was pressured to, because
that was the thing you must do.
So like I always got asked, so did you accept Jesus into your heart? I'm like, no. Or I'm a kid. I'm like 6. So I'm like, I don't know what that really means. They're like, oh, you just got to let him in. And I'm just like,
I'm not keeping him out. What do you mean?
So you're giving me how? Oh, you just have to pray. What do I say? Like, because I want it, like, because like, oh shit, I better do this, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking like this is what has to be done, but I never understood why.
Right. Well, that church was very, very rule oriented, and they had like the King James Version Bible, and the pastor, spoke in like Old English. He's just like, all right, and thou and thee and what? And I'm just like, dude,
it was very boring.
Very boring. And even when he would pray, he'd be like, what dost thou wish thine would do? Yes, he would do that. I'm embellishing a little bit, but like he did it enough where I was like, don't talk to him like that. He can understand our modern English way better than I can understand you speaking like a freaking pirate. I'm like,
that is funny.
What is happening here with this thine? I didn't know what thine was for a long time.
That means they.
Thine, yeah. Thine self. What?
Thine hearts.
Yeah, thine hearts, yeah.
In their hearts.
Their hearts, yeah. And thou and ye.
Ye.
Oh, I was just like, dude, stop it.
Ye
and then
you,
and
right?
Then,
unless ye have faith.
Yeah.
Unless ye be judged.
What is that from?
I don't know.
That's from something.
Thou shalt not.
That's that freaking little preacher kid, right?
What? I don't know. I don't know. Thou shalt not.
Oh wait, no, maybe you said it. You said that because we were mocking him because what he would do sometimes if he had a message where he could target us, he would look us
very strange.
Right in the face.
I'm convinced.
Mom.
Yeah, for sure.
Mom was like, "Hey, these boys have girlfriends now. Can you talk about premarital sex?"
God,
and so
cringe.
he's like he's at the pulpit, right? He's like this. He's like, all right. he's like, all right. Let me flip over to Matthew chapter 9 or whatever. Probably not Matthew, whatever chapter. And he's like, and thine brother will leave his family and enter into a covenant with thine wife. Boys.
You didn't say that.
It's okay, dude. He could have. He didn't. He didn't say boys, but he looked right at us. He's like, now it's okay to see a woman and be like, whew, she's pretty. But it's not okay to go up there and touch her in the pink.
No.
He never said that. But he was so into like making sure, hey, I'm talking to you. And I was just like, oh.
That was cringe. That was cringe. I do remember getting the eye contact. Mm-hmm.
And then when it was over, remember that guy had his heart attack or something? Or a seizure. He was just like there. So when we first went to the church, I meant to say this a little while ago. There was like probably like 100 people who went there. And then we moved to that RV park. If a church is in an RV park, probably it's one of those weird ones. Anyways, then there was probably more that went to that one because it was bigger. Okay, yeah. But then it moved again. And then when we went there again years later, after not going to church for like 5-6 years, there was like 30 people. Maybe not even. Maybe 20 people.
I think the location took effect.
Yeah, bad location.
Now I'm sure it's that they're...
Now they probably have more.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Well, it's
bigger.
If you
drive past there.
Yeah. So when there was barely anyone there, we're the only young kids besides his own kids, and he's looking right at us.
I liked very much. I liked them.
Yeah, me too. I liked all of them.
I thought they were cool as shit.
When we were playing hockey and stuff?
Yeah, I thought they were cool.
So, shit, now I forget what my point is.
Sorry.
This happens.
Yeah, dude, my memory on this episode has been quite
all over.
Not good.
I think when we plan to do what we're talking about, maybe we should write some notes.
Maybe. I'm kind of I'm more comfortable with flying by the seat of my pants anyways.
Yeah, me too. I hope it's easy enough to follow.
For sure.
But anyway,
he was staring at us, and
he definitely had judgment. And it might have been like righteous judgment. He had no idea. I wasn't doing anything. I was 14 years old, and I suppose kids do stuff, but like I wasn't. We weren't. So I felt like, dude, what the hell's your problem? Like, I'm here. Relax.
Yeah.
I remember when the church would be over, I would immediately leave.
Yeah, I didn't like.
And then he'd be like, he would rush out, and he'd be like, oh yeah, it's good to see you guys again. Hey son, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Right. And by the way, he's a nice enough man. I don't actually have a problem with him. It's just his style of like it's very unapproachable.
For old people, I think.
It's for old people who, and the judgment. Now, I know there's such thing as like a righteous judgment and stuff. Like I judge people all the time. Everyone does. What? I'm not saying I do righteous judgment. I'm just saying that is a condition, and then there is also righteous judgment that anyone would be able to dish out, if you will. But he was like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So with me having the same influence as you, I accepted Jesus as my personal savior probably 500 times because really? I was scared.
I did probably about 3 times.
I probably didn't do it 500 times, but I did it many times.
Because I didn't think I did it right. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't say that right.
Because even when we would go, so we had this thing called hockey night. Hockey night.
Oh, yeah. And then you say, now, if there's anyone out there that's not saved tonight, just pray with me.
Yeah, and he's like, with every head bowed and every eye closed. Right? Right? And he would be like, could I have a show of hands? And if no one raised their hands, then he would just be like, well, just in case you're embarrassed.
Dude, I hated that.
Yeah, so then you'd pray, and he's like, you'd pray in your head. But I
guess I did that too quite a bit.
Saying words, yeah. So
I was just,
I did it so many times then, because that was like every Friday in the summer.
Yeah.
And, wait, was it in the summer? No, it was in the winter.
What was in the winter?
The hockey night. That was in the winter. I guess it was during hockey season.
Wasn't that all the time? I thought it was all the time.
Maybe it was.
During school season.
Oh, yeah, it was all school long. Yeah. So from the fall to the spring. Yeah. You're right. Okay, so, we would do that. So I did it so many times. And then as I grew up, right, like I would read the Bible. I read the Bible through...
Oh, I couldn't do it.
A couple times. Some of the books are so boring.
All of it. I couldn't do it.
Well, what I stopped doing is just reading it. I tried to this is what I was this is what I was interested in. When a pastor has a message, he doesn't just read from the Bible. He has like a message, if you will, that he takes from the Bible. And I was like, how do they do that? So that's how I read it. So my Bible, if I could show it to you, I mean, I haven't opened it in a minute, but it is highlighted. There's notes and there's like
graffiti,
my
little S.
I have things written all over the place because I was trying to really understand certain things, and it got me to like look at like, you know, like when people are like, oh yeah, well this actually means in the traditional whatever Hebrew or whatever, in the Greek it's actually like, I look that shit up sometimes.
I just don't know how anyone knows any of that.
Yeah, I don't know either. So I'm obviously taking.
If it's, I wish that people would say this is just pure speculation. It wouldn't just say this is absolute truth just because it says so in this book. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the essence, though.
No, I guess so, but I think
that's where the faith, I think, comes in.
No, I guess so, but it's like, I don't know. Man, I feel like it's wrong. Yeah. Like, in the sense of, like, I think that it's wrong to teach kids. I think it should be their choice, because I had no choice to believe it. I had no choice. It was like, I would get in trouble or whatever. I was scared into believing it. You know what I mean? Instead of it being
Me too.
I want to like actually,
a joy.
I want it to actually, you know, like, because I was like, how are all these people so happy and so blissfully okay with just Jesus, right? Doing all that. I could never do that because like I didn't understand. Like I was like, how are you? I'm not there yet. Maybe I was like, oh, maybe I'm not there yet. Maybe I have to go to Awana and freaking do all these freaking books. I tried so hard.
Dude, that's so good. Yeah, okay. I never thought that I had to do it. But I did feel that if I didn't do it, something bad would happen.
This is very strange to me.
Right?
Because
like,
who created all the bad things? If there's only one creator, who created... I have so many questions.
Well, it's like corrupting good things. Anyone can do that.
Yeah, but who corrupted the good thing?
People.
To have created... Yeah, but he created the person. It's not like the person went...
Yeah, but you can create fallible beings. Like, you can create... Like, this TV... It works until it doesn't work.
Right. Oh, so right? Punish it to eternal fire? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't think that exists, and I don't think the Bible says that either.
So how... Okay.
I think that's misinterpretation. And why I think it's misinterpretation is because that's a tool. Because God says that he loves everyone. Why the heck would he destroy them forever?
Yeah, that doesn't make any
sense. See, like the Bible says something about an absence from him. And so you're going to be absent from him.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad.
No, it doesn't. But it doesn't sound so bad like this.
Now,
going into burning forever is.
I must say, bad. I guess if the opposite of what my dream was, that must be shit.
Yeah.
If it is the opposite of, because like what I felt was
great,
fantastic. It was better than like heroin, I bet.
Yeah, I bet, he says.
I don't know. I've never done it.
Well, okay, so with me feeling like, oh, I have to pray the proper way, I had the same feelings, but I probably had it more serious because, like, I was like, but like, how come at that one church anyway, you have to like you have to work? I was like, but doesn't the Bible say no works will get you into heaven? Why? But this pastor sounds like he's saying, hey, by the way, if you do all these things, you're definitely going to hell. But then it already says you were born into sin. Aren't I already going to hell? Wait, what action do I have to do?
I didn't even think of that. That is another thing that now perplexes me. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. So, you know, I had all these types of thoughts because I was like, I
didn't even think of that.
I'm already damned.
Damned.
So what action am I theoretically going to take that is going to for sure send me, right? I was like, I was like, but like, okay. So then I always have to repent? But then I was like, but like even the dude on the cross didn't, the thief on the cross, he didn't repent. He just said, hey, remember me. And Jesus said something about, surely we'll be together today in paradise or something like that.
Remember. Right.
Yeah, Mufasa.
Right.
Yeah. Exact same thing.
Right.
So I would think about those examples. I'm like, why would they include that into the Bible? That's a stumbling block, and the Bible says not to put a stumbling block in front of your brother or something like that. So I was like, how do we have stumbling blocks all throughout the Bible? It must be that the things that Preacher Man is saying is incorrect. If the Bible is infallible, it means he's speaking fallacies in some sort of way. But I didn't know. So I'm thinking, well, how do I, I'm not a scholar, I'm not I don't know, whoever studies biblical literature, I don't know how to interpret things. So I'm just reading it at face value, and I'm trying to I'm trying to have what Preacher Man says make sense with what I'm reading here.
Sorry.
Go ahead and answer that.
Well, it's Mom. Hello? All right. Bye. Cool. Sorry, continue.
So now that you've derailed me from my thought, let's start. That was so weird, guys. So Mom called.
Yeah.
You answer, whatever. And then as we're talking, suddenly the phone rings again, and it's me calling. From the phone that we're recording from.
It's a sign! Oh my gosh.
Hey, it could be. What the heck was that? That was so weird. It said, like, you literally, like, we thought this was still recording. You pull out your phone and you're like, and it says Josh bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I checked to see if this is still recording, and it's not. Somehow it says I'm talking to you.
Did it say, what did it say when you...
It said Jakota.
What?
Yes.
It called me.
It called you.
Yeah.
How?
That's very strange.
How?
So I thought it was just going to be nothing on that screen. It did say Josh bro on my phone. Hold on. I can show that it called. Right here. 2 minutes ago. Right?
Yeah, Josh.
I don't know if you can see that. That just happened.
That is so weird.
Very strange.
What the heck? People in the comments are going to be like, dude, Jesus was trying to talk to you. Okay, so I don't know where we left off, so I'll just start here. So I'm having these issues with my assurance, if you will. And so one day I go to bed. I have this dream. If you can imagine all these feelings of inadequacy, of works aren't working, of repentance not working, of acceptance not working, all these things on a bullet train, just cruising, and I'm just barely holding on. Fall asleep. Fall asleep, by the way, with like these feelings being very evident. The train like slows down instantly, but I don't go flying forward into a different type of spiral. It just goes.
Okay.
Now I didn't picture a bullet train. That's just my analogy. Just this feeling of I don't know what to do. Into, hey, stop. You're fine. You're fine. In my dream, I did not go up anything. I was at work. Just in work, working.
In your dream?
In my dream. And I have certain tasks that I do in real life, and I'm doing them in my dream. So it feels like a lucid dream. Well, it was a lucid dream, but it feels like real life. It feels like I didn't even know I was dreaming, but I knew what I was doing.
Right.
Okay? So usually in a lucid dream, you remember that you're sleeping, right? You know that you're sleeping.
Right.
But in this case, I don't think I knew I was sleeping.
Right.
But I'm feeling good, and I'm like looking around, and there's like a new guy, and I'm like,
dude, it's Jesus.
yeah, it was.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus is working.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold
I'm
on.
looking at him. I was at work.
Which work?
I was at the styrofoam plant.
Oh, I was thinking like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I was at the styrofoam plant, and so I look at him, and I'm like, huh, okay, but I don't know who he is exactly.
Right.
But I do know exactly who he is at the same time.
You didn't read his name.
Kind of like, yeah, kind of like how you can't see his face, but you know it's him.
Yeah.
Now I don't remember seeing his face either. I don't think, but I just knew it was him. As much as I didn't know in my waking life about my like securedness in God's hand, I was like, oh, that's for sure him. Right? Anyway, so I'm looking at him over there, and he comes over to me, and like I'm working with the styrofoam stuff.
He's like, I'm a carpenter. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing with styrofoam. I'm a carpenter. So he comes up to me, and I ask him who he is.
Like, who are you?
Who are you? What's the matter?
Yeah.
I watched Running Man, which is an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie,
I haven't seen it.
a couple nights ago. And that soundboard with all that, who are you?
Yeah.
What's the matter?
That's from that movie?
There is some of those lines. So when we were kids, we used to prank call people from these soundboards on E-Bombs World, or one of those sites. That with our friend Kyle, we would call people, and then we would click the buttons. Huh?
We did it with Dean too.
Oh yeah, we did, and we did it at work as well.
Yeah,
we would call other fast food restaurants. We did the Jack Black. Could I get a grape Julius? Right? Do you remember that one guy? Just come in the store.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
He was so frustrated. No, okay, I don't have time for this. Can you? And he called us ma'am, I think. Man, could you just come into the store? Could I get a filet of fish and a grape Julius? Dude, I love doing that.
That was good.
Anyway.
Who are you? You asked him.
There's a part in that movie where he says a line, and I was like, it just came flooding back all this memory.
That's so funny.
Anyways, I did not say to Jesus, who are you? I asked him who he was, and he said, now I wish I remembered, but he said something that's like biblical. I think he said, I am, I think is what he said.
Legend.
Yeah, I am legend. That's what he said. He's like Will Smith.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I am. Okay. Because I know that in I think it was in his, maybe it wasn't in his youth, actually. No, sorry. When he went to go see the, some religious leaders, they asked him who he thought he was, Jesus. Who do you think you are doing this or doing that? I can't remember what he was doing that was making them angry. And he said, I am, which means like I'm God. And then they were like, blasphemy, whatever they said to him. Anyways, I think that's what he said to me, if I remember correctly. I remember it being like super profound.
That's stoic. I am.
Yeah, that is.
Hey, who are you? Oh yeah. And then he walks away.
That's like, have you seen that video of, I don't know if it was SmackDown or something, but these people are just like in the crowd, and then suddenly you hear, if you smell, and then everyone's like, because it's The Rock again.
Right.
I feel like if that reaction was reasonable, that's the kind of reaction that I had in my heart, where I was just like, really? Dude, and you came to talk to me first?
Damn, and you didn't know you were dreaming, so you thought that was real.
No, I thought it was real.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. What was he wearing?
I honestly don't remember.
Is he wearing like a t-shirt and construction boots?
I think just Donald ducking. T-shirt and boots.
Yeah.
I don't remember what he was wearing, but
Carhartts?
he was just him somehow. Anyways.
Can anyone else see him? He worked there.
He didn't work there. He just came there.
He was a pedestrian.
And then, well, anyways, I can't remember what he was wearing. I don't remember what he looked like exactly. I just remember knowing who he was. And then he said who he was because I wanted to make sure. And then I asked him because I was nervous because I didn't want to hear the answer. If the answer was not too bad. Because, like, even in the Bible, it says, all these people who said, didn't I do this and didn't I do that in your name? And he says, I never knew you. That's got to be, like, ultimate, like, despair that you would feel. Like, all these things they did. I imagine that those people that he's talking to when he says, I never knew you, are the type of folks who I don't want to make people angry at you. I kind of feel the same way right now. There's a certain type of Christian who's
to say who is a Christian or not?
Right.
Right?
Anyways, there's a certain type of folks who are a certain way that if I'm specific about who I'm talking about, and plus who am I to judge? Like,
right.
No one's perfect.
Isn't it not your job?
Right. It's not. Isn't it not your job? Dude, that's a good way to say that. Anyway, so he says, I am. Yeah, I'm certain that's what he said. And then
that's pretty
I go, okay. I'm like, okay, I should ask this. Am I going to go to heaven? I think I asked him something like that. And then he pulls out this book.
Oh, shit.
And he like opens it up.
He's like,
and he he just points to my name. And I was like, all my like whatever you call it,
sorrows
just disappeared.
That's great.
I was just like it already was like I was already relaxed.
Right. But this was like reassurance.
Yeah, and it was like double.
Right.
It's like yeah, I don't know how to describe it.
I feel like you've told me this before.
I probably did.
I remember that last part where you said he pointed at your name.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember you saying that to me one time.
He's like, I've written your name in this book or something, he said. And I was just like...
Was it alphabetical or...
I don't remember.
How many other names did you get to look at?
It was a big book.
Really? Where did he keep it? In his pocket?
He just had it. I don't know.
Under his arm?
I don't... I don't know, dude. He just pulled it out.
Like a cartoon?
Yeah, he just pulled it out of where he keeps it. You know, behind where you can see. Dude, you know, it'd be a funny concept to do a series of like drawings or paintings or something of behind cartoon characters where they keep all their stuff. Their back pockets have got to be huge.
That's funny. I like that.
Anyway.
That's great.
So that was my dream. And it was...
So when you woke up, what did you...
I did not care at all anymore.
No?
I was like, dude, because like I would read like that certain thing, and I'm gonna quote this entirely wrong, but I would read things like, excuse me, that God doesn't have like, I can't remember what it says exactly. It's not a spirit of confusion and stuff. And I was very confused how I just didn't grasp like the grace, if you will. And and you read over and over about grace. You read over and over about all these things, all these sins that these people had and how he just forgave them. How like Paul Apostle Paul, a murderer, forgiven instantly.
Yeah,
You know what I
isn't
mean?
that the whole trade-off, though? Why is that? I don't understand why people are like. Why is that a big deal? Isn't that the whole point of?
Yeah, but the thing is, no one thinks they're worthy, and of course you're not, according to the Bible. But like, it's just like,
But why? Why aren't you worthy?
I don't know. I don't
Whose
know.
decision was it
I
to
have
not
no
be
idea.
worthy?
See, that's the thing that makes me go, like, what the hell kind of flawed design is this?
It feels
Because like, if you are omnipresent, completely omniscient, you know everything, you see everything, you are everywhere at every time. You know that it's going to fail.
right.
So then you set up a list of 10 rules. And then people fail to follow the 10 rules. And then you're like, okay, now this time I'll send my son.
Right, but hold on. He created us like that. On purpose.
The idea is that he created you with free will, which means that you're fallible if you choose to be. Right?
Right, but he already knew what you would do.
Right.
And made you anyways.
Yeah, that's what I don't get.
He
It makes,
set you up to fail.
in a sense, yeah. Because, yeah, and I
How is that just
yeah, I don't know.
or fair?
I can't rectify that in my mind. Which is
Hard
why
to comprehend.
which is why today where I go, that doesn't make any sense. Right? Like I told for whatever reason, one of my viewers who later said that I think they said I was disgusting to someone else
What?
who told me, said that we were disgusting and that they shouldn't support our channel, this channel and our individual channels, or something like that.
Really?
They didn't show me the exact message, and I may be misremembering, so I don't want to put that on them. I'm not saying who they are, but they know who they are, and I gave them shout outs all the time because I really enjoyed their personality. I thought their channel was garbage. Not garbage, but just not garbage at all. I shouldn't have said that. Just not my stuff. I don't care for it. I just liked them.
Right.
And so I had like this you know when you really want to call someone out that you just shouldn't? Anyways, we'll leave it at that. They messaged me one day and said, hey, what do you think of XYZ? And I said, well, ABC. And they said, well, now I know for sure you're not a Christian. And I said, well, I never said I was a Christian. So why would you even suspect that I was?
Dang.
And I think they thought, they just said, they just figured I was because maybe I'm a nice guy or I come off as a nice guy on camera or something. Not that I'm not, I think I am, but I'm also not all the time. Just like anyone is or isn't, right?
Sure.
And so she said that, and I'm like, well, I'm like, no one knows if there's a God. No one knows.
Right. You have to. Right.
Nobody knows. That's faith.
You can't have faith. You can't know something and have faith in something at the same time.
Oh, you can, I think, because I have faith in you, and I know that you will or won't do things. Do I know that you for sure 100% won't, with no reservation that you won't do certain things? No, but I have faith that you won't, because you haven't, and you have no reason to do something against me or whatever.
Right, but you can't know and believe something.
I think you're wrong, but I think I know what you're trying to say. Well, anyway, so she said that to me, and I tried to explain to them, well, now they know it's a her, but no one's going to figure out who it is. They said these things, and I was like, well, here's my reasoning. And then they stopped being a active member in the comment section and stuff, and all this stuff, and which is fine. I mean, that doesn't matter. The thing is that they then were like, oh, these people are disgusting, me and you being. And I'm like, in what way are you better than me? In what way are you, in what, certainly not in your creativity, certainly not in your generosity. I guess I don't know for sure. I do know for sure her creativity. Certainly not in all these things that I can say, but I guess it doesn't matter. It only matters if I believe in God the exact same way she does.
Right, and that's a yeah.
I think there's
That's a
value
lot
in
of
that because
people.
of the community and stuff. And if she is correct, there's certainly value into it. But you cannot argue that you're correct because of what her argument was. Which, since I cannot read it right now, I won't re-describe it because I want to be accurate. But I just like, this is flawed. And it's not flawed because it makes me uncomfortable. I've been uncomfortable. I just explained for how long how uncomfortable I was to a point. And I've been way more uncomfortable, or just as uncomfortable with other things too. So I'm not afraid of being uncomfortable with being wrong. I've been wrong, am still wrong, could be absolutely wrong about this. Hope I'm not, but could be. And in no way has she helped her case or God's case at all by saying that I'm basically garbage and that my brother is basically garbage. And she apparently apologized for it, not to me, but to the person she said it to.
Oh, that's effective.
Yeah. Well, she didn't say it to me, so
yeah, I guess so.
And probably that person wasn't supposed to say it to me, but that's a loyalty thing.
Right.
Why the hell are you talking this garbage about someone? Like, if I say something about someone who I love, there's a context there, right? If I had a problem, like, for example, if you started doing heroin, like you mentioned earlier, that would bother me. And I would be like, I can't believe my brother, whatever I would say, right?
Right.
But if I'm saying about someone who I don't love, the context is, oh, that person hates you because of some stupid thing that doesn't matter. And that's basically what she did to me, because she doesn't care about me.
No.
And so, like, okay, what?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm clumsy at explaining my thoughts here, but anyway.
I get what you mean. I get it.
That is a problem with religion.
Yeah.
It's a poison. Oh, you're garbage because what? Because I did what? She also didn't like the music that I was using. I'm like, this is not satanic music. This is music that's loud and you can't really understand it. You have to read the lyrics. Doesn't mean that it's evil just because it's got heavy guitar. By the way, I don't like most music like that. I happen to like these few songs. Lots of people will do that about music in general, but it's not often, oh, this is ungodly. Like, what do you mean? In what way is it ungodly? In what way? Were you there when God created music?
It's supposed to be harps.
What? Yeah. What kind of... Because lots of Christians will listen to country music, no matter what kind of, like, innuendos are in it. They're like, no, this is wholesome. A hometown and a pickup truck. That's where I take my girl to pick her up. And
right, exactly. Oh, and yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and that's fine. That's
right, but it's okay because it sounds more wholesome.
Right.
But like rock music that mentions nothing about banging is suddenly evil.
Right. I think it's like the
melody is.
It's so strange how if you put an electrical current through it, it's deemed satanic.
Yeah, just like, wait a minute, these are demons.
Very strange. These are the squeals of demons. If you put it backwards, the way it's not intended to be listened to, you will get a message.
Can you believe that? What they're handing out to our children?
Don't get me wrong. There is harmful, I think, lyrics. I think there can be harmful lyrics.
Sure.
But it's like, dude, There's harmful things. Have you not read the Bible? There's horrible things in the Bible that are like holy shit, that freaking, what the hell? Why is that any different? Dude, there's nothing wrong with having...
Well, I suppose the argument would be there's righteous condemnation and unrighteous condemnation.
Yeah.
Which I think there is, but I think if you're trying to convince me that your religion is correct, which it's not because it's a religion, and even the Bible says religion is poison, not in those words, but
yeah,
that's the sentiment.
I feel like it's all religion, isn't it?
I don't think so because religion is rules, and rules.
Right.
Rules. You know the saying, rules are meant to be broken?
Sure.
That is true. The reason why many laws exist is for revenue. And the revenue only happens if someone breaks the law.
Holy crap. That's disgusting.
Yes, like jaywalking.
Right.
Jaywalking apparently was started for black people. So
right,
it's racism.
Right.
And loitering as well. I never understood. I'm like, how is this illegal for me to stand here? This is so stupid. I'm going to stand here because it's illegal. I'm such a rebel. I'm standing here.
Right.
But speed limits make sense. I don't think that they should be a law. I think it should be a suggestion.
I agree.
I understand getting a fine for speeding because it can be dangerous. I'll leave that there like that. One thing that I think is absolutely like, why is this a thing? It is so frustrating to me. Seatbelt tickets. Why is that a law? Why is that a law? I understand safety, but I'm not going to hurt anyone. Now, if they say, oh, you're not wearing a seatbelt and there's someone in the car, okay. Because I could fly around and hit them and hurt them and potentially kill them. Okay, but I'm by myself. Why is that a law? I understand that you should wear your seatbelt. I get it. I'm not an idiot. I'm an idiot enough to not wear my seatbelt, but why is it a law? It is a law so that people will get charged or like fined, let's say, for not wearing their seatbelts.
Right.
That's why. And they pretend it's about safety.
Maybe it's also like trying to keep you alive so you can keep paying that taxes, boy.
I guess.
I don't know.
I guess.
I'm just.
Yeah, there's. Why is it illegal to have expired registration?
Why is it illegal to collect rainwater?
Apparently because it depletes the aquifers. That makes sense, but it should not be illegal. It should be suggested, hey, don't do it because then the city is not going to have any water.
What?
Yeah, because the water goes into the ground and it goes into the aquifer, which is where a lot of water comes from.
That is bologna sandwiches. Bro. Oh my God, that's the reason?
Apparently.
Oh my God.
But we don't have that law here. Our water table is very high and very plentiful.
Right, okay. Yeah. Where is this? In the States?
It's just in certain states and probably certain provinces.
That is...
We have thousands and thousands of lakes here.
Dude,
so probably, if that is ever a rule here, it'll probably be some sort of nefarious reason.
That is tragic.
I would still collect the rainwater.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I feel like that.
As long as you use it.
Well, my bucket of water is going to freaking deplete. Oh, come on!
It's not just one person. It's thousands of people doing it.
My 1,000 buckets. Sorry, you can't flush my toilet today. Freaking Henry out back freaking collected some rainwater. Frick, that's ridiculous.
Well, it's probably in states where they have droughts. Like,
oh, that's so
I don't know where it's illegal. Probably Los Angeles, maybe. Right? They have no water.
Yeah.
Well, Las Vegas, they have no water. So when they get rain, it's precious. I don't know. I don't know where it's illegal. But yeah.
I don't think anyone's out living in the desert and freaking collecting rainwater.
Dude, imagine there's a guy who has a bucket of water and he's just walking through the desert and freaking The sheriff rolls up. Whoever patrols the desert.
Where'd you get?
Whoop, whoop, whoop. You gotta dump that out, son.
Oh, you gotta.
Oh, thank God you're here. Dump that out. Kicks it over and then drives
Terrible.
away.
Terrible.
Gives them a fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Let us know, guys. What do you think? Laws that are meant to what? Collect revenue. Are they evil?
We were everywhere today. Holy shit.
Yeah. Didn't quite make it to anything
That was
very cohesive.
That was a spiral.
Yeah. I guess we could close with, would you say you're a Christian or no?
Am I a Christian in this? I don't think so. I don't think people would accept what I believe as Christian views. I don't think.
I think if I remember what you were saying, I think you've explained yourself well enough for people to understand why.
I struggle is what I say, is what I'm saying. I don't have enough evidence, or there isn't anything strong enough to
hasn't been
present
compelling.
Right.
In your
now,
grown up.
If right, the dream thing, right, because there's other things to explain it, like, you know what I mean? There isn't, I'm not saying that there, like, my ignorance, I'm not saying that there is or isn't, right? But what I believe that there may be something. There may be something, but it ain't what all these books be writing about. I don't think. There can't be no way that there's certain things that don't line up for me. Okay, much like, people pick and choose whatever they want to believe, but they still believe it. But here's the thing: I pick and choose things that don't make sense to me, and I haven't figured them out yet. Therefore, I can't say with good conscience that I am like the rest of these other people that say that they are Christian. Does that make sense?
I feel like I'm somewhat the same way. I believe that the Bible could be the Word of God.
I think that Jesus probably was a real person.
I believe he absolutely was. I believe because there are certain things that have happened to me, around me, whatever, that miracles happen. Let me give you another thing real quick. One day I was praying and I told God, I was like, okay, bro, this is what I need from you.
Yeah, and then didn't he give you like $100? I don't know.
No. What?
I don't know. I thought one time you told me that, damn, I remember I was like out. I was.
That has happened, yes. $400. Yeah. I forgot about that. No.
I remember that.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was a good story too. But no, this is during my time of struggle, if you will, of my inner demons, not demons, that kind of sets the tone in a way that I don't mean it to be read. But I was praying, hey, I want to be saved, or I want to, whatever, right?
Right.
Let me know. So I wrote on a sticky note, yes and no, check marks.
Dude, shut up.
Check boxes, okay?
Check yes or no.
Okay?
Yeah.
I put it down. I put the pen down.
I think you told me this.
I prayed about it.
Right.
Not looking at it. Scared to death to open my eyes and see it say no.
Right. And then George Strait was like, I'm here. Check yes.
That's a good song.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, I love that song.
It is a good song.
Anyways, I opened my eyes and the pen has moved. Now, did it move because when I put it down, it just happened to twirl? Maybe. I didn't see it twirl, though.
Right.
I didn't hear it twirl.
Yeah.
But when I opened my eyes, it wasn't. I thought there would be a check or no, nothing.
You thought there was going to be a check, bro. Bro.
I just did. But then it went to...
Dude, that is crazy to me.
It went to yes. Now, here's my thing. If God is real, why would he just... If it's going to move, make it move not touching nothing. Because he knows I'm going to look at that paper and be like, this is an answer.
Brother, I don't know. You know why I laugh at that? Because have you seen that game where it's like, you ask it a question, you put like a pen on it, and then it like moves
No,
by itself?
I've never seen that.
No? It's called like Charlie or something or whatever, and then you ask the question, and then the pen will...
Is that like a witchcraft?
Yeah.
Like a Ouija board?
The witchcraft.
Right.
Right. So
If the only answers are yes and no, there's only two things, then it's not witchcraft. It's freaking happenstance with whatever's happening
Right.
atmospherically. Yeah. I don't believe in witchcraft like a lot of people do.
I
Like,
don't really...
Because I'm like, dude, I used to be a magician, and if you can do it as a trick, then it's a trick.
Of course.
But anyways, there is no trick. And it was on a desk. And it moved somehow. I didn't see it move, and I didn't hear it move. And I definitely
Did you look at it when you put it down?
Yes. That's how I know it was different. Because like when I opened my eyes,
So like...
I was just like... My heart exploded. My mind was blown.
What the hell is this?
For art
Oh
supplies.
shit. This is for your canvas that I bought for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so what? You had... Holy crap.
You have a pen? Okay.
So like what?
So I put a yes, and I put a no square.
And then you did what with
And
the
then I
pen?
put the pen down like this. Okay?
Okay. So
And then when
you
I
what?
woke
And then
up,
you went like
when
this?
I woke up, I prayed over here. I remember I was on my bed and my desk was right there. And then it went like this. And it was like this. Right on it. And the pen tip was on the yes.
You don't think that maybe the
No, I do think maybe. But I didn't hear it or see it.
here's what I think happened. I think so. Was there a lid on the pen or
No, it just opened.
Okay, here's what I think happened. I think that when you put it down, there must have been...
It rolled.
Right, so it rolled, and then the paper must have stopped it.
Okay, but listen to me. Listen to
Listen to me.
If God is real,
Right.
he can make it not roll, but he didn't.
Yes, but he could also cure cancer.
Yeah, and he
And then
doesn't.
he didn't. That argument,
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I suppose. But here's the thing with, what is it called? Projection or
Yes,
interjection?
no, I know.
Divine interjection? Whatever.
What?
Interjection? I don't know. What is it called?
Intervention?
No. Yeah, I guess intervention. What was I trying to say? Yeah. Divine intervention.
interjection.
Divine. Why does that make sense though? Why would he go, you know what, today I'm going to let Josh know.
I don't know.
But this poor little kid that's like, oh my God,
Yeah,
you're real, please freaking feed my belly. And he's like, you know what? Old Spencer isn't
He's not asking the right questions
today. Josh, with the piece of paper, check yes or no.
Yeah, no, I get it.
That doesn't make any sense.
I can't remember why I brought this up, but I had a point that I've forgotten. But I do know what you're saying, and I agree. I'm just saying, from my perspective, right? This is a bit of a selfish.
Right, of course. Everyone, I feel like that's everyone though. Everyone in, like I've been told stories. I'm not gonna say who told me these things, but like where they said, because like I've asked questions where I was like, "Have you experienced divine whatever?" And they're like, "Yes, this is what happened to me." And then I was like, "What? You think that?" And it sounded absurd to me, and I offered them an explanation, and they're like, "No, it's this or that or there," and I feel like there's just so many explanations for it.
Oh, there absolutely is. It could be absolutely nothing, and it probably is. But at the time, it's what I needed, and
Yeah,
so
I guess.
I held on to it.
I guess that's crazy though. It's so like what you needed. That's crazy to me. I've never felt the need to.
Yeah, well, it never bothered you like it did me, perhaps. But like
maybe
also
not in
there's
a way.
things that I know that
bothered
you've
me.
gone through that don't bother me hardly at all.
Right.
Where it bothers me a lot, but I don't express it. Definitely not like you. And
Sure.
it doesn't make it. I don't think that you're
Yeah.
like, dude, why are
Of
you
course.
reacting like this, right?
Right.
I think of it. Oh, I handle it my way, and you're handling it your way.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Okay.
Right. This thing, with my faith or my whatever, I wanted an answer. Right. I've done things like I've been embarrassed in my life so many times because I've chosen to just ask straight questions and hoping that the person who I'm asking is going to give me the answer if I ask.
Right.
And then forever people are like, dude, can you believe he asked that? And I'm like, I wanted to know, and you weren't offering me the answer, so I asked you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've had this questions as well. I never feel like I get like an answer that I feel like really sells me on it. But like I am scared enough to be like, well, there is a chance, you know, and I feel like I'm still able. That's the wrong word. I feel like I'm not completely against it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I haven't completely closed it out. I'm still holding on to that, like, if he was to be like, boom, and he was right there, I'd be like, oh my God, yes!
Well, everyone would.
Exactly, yes, that would make sense.
And the Bible says that everyone will one day.
It would make sense because you saw it, and I'd be like, oh, no doubt. Bro, I saw you in my freaking brother's garage in the corner hanging out on the blue couch where the monkeys are.
Pick a thing out of there.
All right.
So we're going to do a new thing, guys. If you would like a suggestion for a topic that we talk about, put it in here. We've already have a few suggestions from the audience. Check out our Instagram. There's a link in the description. And write a suggestion. We will take some of those suggestions and put them in this lunchbox.
Cool.
So next time we are going to talk about...
Most trouble as kids.
yeah, most trouble as kids. So that's what we'll think about for next time.
The most trouble? Holy
That we've
cow.
gone into as kids, I guess.
Oh, okay, I know. I already got one.
Yeah. Well, I think this was a good discussion. Went a little longer than I thought it would, but
2 hours.
holy cow. But hey, I thought it was good. I agree with you. I think I'm in the same boat. Am I a Christian? I believe people would say I'm not. I'm absolutely not opposed to it being viewed as correct, as the
Sure.
it's but it's what I grew up with.
Right.
Every other religion seems silly. Somehow this one doesn't.
Right, exactly. And me too, until recently. And
Yeah.
a lot of things just really didn't make sense. And then it's like, oh, it's metaphorically. Well, so how are you supposed to know? How are you supposed to differentiate?
Yeah.
Like I said, very, very confusing. But
Yeah.
ignorance. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know. That's it. That's all, brother.
That's all, brother.
Brother.